Hello people, it's LTS Crypto asking the question, can you time the crypto market? Now looking back, it's been a speculative job to go through and say, I know where Bitcoin is going. And it's a dangerous thing to do it because once you put it on the internet and you post it on Twitter or you put a video out, it's there. And then people screenshot it, and then if you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay. Well, you like to go to this CoinMarketCap article where they do the famous people. They have like Kevin O'Leary, January 2021, Giant Nothing Burger, Eric Voorhees, which is January 2021. Prediction is 20 to 100,000, which is pretty broad. Target date 2022. But I mean, if you go back, Peter Schiff, Fool's Gold, JP Morgan, 146,000 long-term theoretical Bitcoin target, whatever that means. Scott Minard, Guggenheim, 400,000 eventually. Robert Kiyosaki, that's Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's December 20th, said 50,000 by 2021. Got Ray Dalio, Willie Woo. And Willie Woo, somebody I actually respect his analysis. He was predicting 200 to 300,000 by December 2021. Didn't hit it, but Plan B, and he's got the other stock to flow model. Didn't really hit it, did it? Then you got the Winklevoss brothers, 500,000. JP Morgan, 26,000, 39,000. Didn't really give it a time. Bloomberg Intelligence, October 2020, 100,000. There's Peter Schiff again. Bitcoin is a bubble. In Matt Kaiser, 100,000. And I've been following these people, with bated breath, saying, "Yeah, let's go to 100,000. Let's go. I got my little bit of Bitcoin. Let's see what it's going to do." All right. But the question is it even possible to time the market? Well, yes and no. All right, there's a few things that kind of open my eyes to, and that's a really non-committal answer, but I want to answer both of them. Okay, I want to answer both of them. So, when I go back to 1999, I worked at a bank. I won't name the bank, but we worked at a bank, and this was a Southern bank, and I was going to the School of Business, getting my business degree so I could further my career at the bank. Okay, and I wasn't doing anything like high tech. I was driving a crappy car and barely making it, and I had young kids, and my wife was working, and we could barely pay the bills, but I mean we made it. But this bank was pretty bad about buying other small banks and then shutting them down, and then we would bring their stuff to our processing center, and then we would start just absorbing their volume. Well, guess what happened to us? There was a big bank that came down and bought us and then moved us up to their state. And they're like, y'all no longer have a job. Long story short, when you look at the way the markets were going, I was involved in the markets back then. I remember buying Krispy Kreme, and I remember buying Starbucks. I bought Krispy Kreme because I saw they took a major hit. Something happened, and they took a major hit. So I went in there and I bought some Krispy Kreme because the price was way down. I knew that much. When something takes a hit and it's going to survive in the long run, buy it, because everybody's scared. They're trying to get rid of their shares. And I bought up some Krispy Kreme, and I bought some Starbucks because I like their coffee. All right, so that got me started looking into investing, and I started seeing about can you time the market? All right, well, I had bought a book which it opened my eyes to timing the market. And Ben Stein, a lot of people know Ben Stein. He's an actor. He's he's the one on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller, that's him. And so he and this Phil Demuth, they wrote this book, Yes, You Can Time the Market. And it was an eye-opening book. It was one that it helped me to understand that what you're doing in a market is you're trying to find a good value. And that's something that other people in the crypto market, like Ian Bellina, he's a value investor. And this book, by the way, is really good for those who are starting out. But in that, his mindset is value investing. You find a good deal, which raises the question, how do you know if a stock or crypto is a good deal? All right. Well, I started looking again. There's actually another book I want to bring up, and it is this one right here. Let me get out of the inside, but it's The 4 Pillars of Investing by William J. Bernstein. And this book actually takes you back to when the tulip. There was a tulip crash, the Dutch tulip crash, and he explains how that occurred. And he breaks down these scenarios about what causes these things to occur in a market. And he basically says you cannot time the market. And going back to Ben Stein, he gave some formulas about like price to earnings, and hold on, I'll go back. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll let you see. You can look inside, and in there it says, first of all, you don't do single stocks. He said you definitely don't do penny stocks. He says you do indexes. You do like the S&P 500. Okay, it moves as a body, and it's a little more predictable than individual stocks. And then he says in those, like the S&P 500, then you use these metrics, which are entirely different than what I use in crypto, but yet they are, let me see if I can show you real quick. Yeah, he says the impossibility of market timing, the power of price. Okay, here it is, the price to earnings ratio, dividend yields and market timing, fundamental value, bonds, price to cash flow, price to sales. And he says combining factors for superior returns, which is, you get a combination of multiple ones reinforcing, the market, your premise to when to enter and exit the market. Okay, so that was his take. And then the 4 pillars of investing, it's a lot more simpler, but it was more eye-opening. This guy's not even an accountant. I think he's a doctor. But what you see, and he even gives the 4 pillars right here, save you $15.55. But it's actually a good book. So like pillar 1, theory. The most fundamental characteristic of any investment is that its return and risk go hand in hand. As all too many have learned in the past few years, a market that doubles rapidly is just as likely to half rapidly. And a stock that appreciates 900% is just as likely to fall. That's a typo, it's going to be 900%. Or that when a broker calls suggesting that the price of a particular stock will rocket, what he really telling you is that he is not overly impressed with your intelligence. Otherwise, you would realize that if he actually knew that the price was going to increase, he would not tell it to you or even his own mother. Instead, he would quit his job, borrow to the hilt, purchase as much of the stock as he could, and then go to the beach. This guy, common sense. 4 pillars of investing. Let's see. Pillar 2. Excuse me. History. It is a fact that from time to time, the markets and investing public go barking mad. Of course, the madness is obvious only in retrospect. This guy gets it. He gets it. But a study of previous manias and crashes will give you at least a fighting chance of recognizing when asset prices have become absurdly expensive and risky, and when they have become too depressed and cheap to pass up. Ding, 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 ding. See, he gets it. All right, keep going. That's pillar 2. All right. Pillar 3, psychology. Most of what we fondly called human nature becomes a deadly quicksand of maladaptive behavior when allowed to roam free in the investment arena. Small example. People tend to be attracted to financial choices that carry low probabilities of high payoffs. Gambling. In spite of the fact that the average payoff of a lottery ticket is only 50 cents on the dollar, millions invest in it. While this is a relatively minor foible for most, it becomes far more menacing as an investment strategy. One of the quickest ways to the poorhouse is to make finding the next Microsoft your primary investment goal. I love this book. I'm going to actually borrowed this book from somebody and gave it back. I'm going to have to just buy this book. I love this book. So psychology. Pillar 4, business. Investors tend to be touchingly naive about stockbrokers and mutual fund companies. Brokers are not your friends, and the interests of fund companies are highly divergent from yours. Okay, and well, you think, well, that's stock market. Well, let's think about it. What about Bybit? You know, what does Bybit have your best interest in mind, giving you so much leverage? Do they have your best interest in mind, having influencers make money off of, you know, those who come into like major money off those that they like recruit and say to use leverage, especially beginners that have no clue what they're doing and say, oh yeah, just leverage it up. Let's take all your money. Okay. Business. So understand the business model. All right. And that's just true with anything. People are going to have their self-interest so often. And that's the reason why when you find people that actually care, they're precious. When you actually find people that will help you without asking for anything in return, that have your best interest at heart just because you're a human, those people are precious. And I try to keep those people as close to me as possible because your life will become better. Absolutely better the more people like that you have around. All right. Most of them are poor because they won't take advantage of people, but they're precious. They're precious. Okay, so that's 4 pillars of investing. So some of the other modern books that I have read is this Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Crypto Lifer is the one that suggested that. He said his favorite book. I went ahead and got the hard copy of it, and it's basically a book on psychology. This guy is I guess he's called a financial psychologist, but he talks about the psychology of finding an edge. Okay, he doesn't even tell you about what edge to use. He doesn't tell you what indicators. He doesn't tell you what market. He doesn't tell you anything of that. All he focuses on is your mindset. And everybody I have heard that's successful in trading has talked about this mindset. There's a proper mindset. And Crypto Lifer talks about it. And he gets it from this. And it's a fantastic book. If you look, there's actually I don't know if you can see it or not, but behind the 3D printer over there is a dry erase board with my boxes for this experiment. And he says you find an edge. And I'm not a trader, okay? I'm not a trader, but I play one on YouTube, okay? I'm not a trader, okay? And of course, don't listen to anything I say. Nothing I say is financial advice. But there is a test that he gives. And what he basically does, I'll give you the test. He says, find you a time frame, he says a stock, but find your cryptocurrency. Okay, find one single cryptocurrency or one single stock, and then find you one single time frame, and then find you one edge. Whether you're trading the RSI, whether you're trading bullish divergence or bearish divergence, find one thing, one time frame on the daily or on the 4-hour or on the weekly, something, and you do that same thing over and over and over again, and you do it for like 20 times, 20 trades, and it'll take you months to do it. But what he says will happen is you will learn to trust your edge, that you won't get pulled into the emotions of the market, because the pull of the emotions into the market will make you do stupid stuff. I mean, absolutely stupid stuff. It makes you like sell your ETH so you can jump into Shiba Inu because it's going to pump. Stupid stuff. How do I know? Done it. Because emotions have basically made you lose your mind. Okay? So the experiment, and again, the book ain't that expensive. Go buy it. See, it's free with your Audible trial. Of course, whatever Audible costs now. $13.99 for a Kindle, $25 for a hardcover, and this is used, I think. Maybe this is used copy, but you can get a used copy for $15.20. Well worth the money. All right, trading in the zone. The other one I would like to show is this Ched's. If you're familiar with Crypto Banter, he's been on Crypto Banter before, and he has got this fantastic book. It's really simple. It's just like 50 lessons, and he goes through and he gives you from his experience 50 lessons, and he's got a new one coming out. He's got a new book coming out, and guess what? I'll probably buy it. You say, well, you're not a trader. Well, I'm learning. Because I'll tell you this, the better you are at trading, the better you are at investing. Because investing is basically just a long trade. All it is, it's just a long trade. So if you can, if you can look at the patterns over a long period of time, you can trade over 10-year periods. That's investing. And so, that's the reason why I'm trying to keep my skills sharp. And I'm not a trader per se, but I use it in my investing. All right. So check out Ched's. I'll put a link to his. I'll put a link to all of them in the bottom, in the comments. Not the comments, in the show notes. All right. Which brings me to a couple of people I want to showcase. When I first started, I looked for somebody because I really wanted to be a day trader. I really did. I have a day job. I'm a minister, and I realized that there is a trap that if you are somebody that works in an office and you are required to use your brain, it is impossible to be trading and doing your work at the same time, because your mind is always on, at least mine can only be focused on one thing at a time. And so it's not really possible for me to sit there all day. Even if I set alarms, the alarms will go off telling me my indicator went, but then I'll have to stop what I'm doing, go in there, and then execute the trade. So it hasn't been conducive for me to be a day trader. But again, it's really helped me in my investing. So when I first started, there's this individual right here. His name is Crypto Lifer. His name is Sam Price. There he is. Look at that well-dressed man right there. He was one of the first people that I had found that was actually teaching about trading. And he, of all these people, comes every day and draws charts. And then also he's got this really great, he keeps a really tight Discord group. It's a paid group, but he constantly gives charts. He gives trades. And of course he says he's not a financial advisor, but his charts are there to help you make a decision. And he's also got a bunch of other people that's been trained up, and their charts are fantastic. So, but that's the best thing I've seen about this man right here is his class. If you're just starting out, and I had to look for it, he needs to have it more prominently on his website. But he does, see, for a 1 hour of training, it says tutoring and consulting is $300. But that's not what I took, because I'm a value investor. I want a value in a class. He's got a beginner crypto class, a 2-hour class, which is it's a group of people that come together, and he teaches the basics of trading for $100. And every so often he runs a special. He will run a special where if you get into the group, which is $100 a month, then you get a discount on the class, or vice versa. I can't remember. But this, I believe, is one of the best deals in the industry. And I'm not getting paid. I'm not shilling him. but he's also he's uber honest, and he's just a good guy. So he does a MetaMask DeFi for beginners. He teaches how to set up your all your wallets, all the little tricks of the trade, because you got to have them because they're buggy. And that's $125 for a 2-hour course. And he gives you all this material. He gives you, well, I'm not going to show you any of it. Pay your own way into it. I'm just telling you, it's well worth the money. All right, but you can start trading right after the class. Now, you won't be much of an expert on it, but you can start looking, and you can start making your own assessments of things. You know where to look. You got the right tools. You know, because you look at the information, there's like 1,000 different parameters, and he basically brings it down to a few. And he says, you look for this, you look for this, you look for this. And then he teaches about risk management, which is big. Risk management is huge, because risk management is how you lose all your money, because you don't use proper risk management. He covers that in depth. So, best deal on the internet. Yep. And again, he's not paying me to say it, but I'm just saying he's a fantastic guy. Another one that I like is Jason Casper. He's a little bit different of a trader, because he uses the market cipher, and market cipher is a little bit of a different animal, but he uses let me see here. Yeah, you see, he's got a beginner's class for $400. You see what I'm saying? He's a little expensive. I'm sure I haven't taken it, but I have watched his shows, and he's making trades every day, and he's profitable. That's how he makes his living. All right, so you can check him out, Jason Casper, and he's just a good guy. I go back to what I said about finding people that are not selfish, that will help you, and that are not conniving, that are good people. Find those people. These two men, good people. I've never heard anything bad in my interactions with them. I've never had anything bad, and so just go take a look. Go watch their channel. The channels are free. The channels are free to watch, and you get a lot of information with it. And you can ask questions in the comments and the live streams. They're fantastic. Okay. All right, so Jason Casper and Crypto Lifer. All right. So as you get started, can you time the market? Well, yes and no. Yes and no. You need to get some more information. Okay, if you're sitting here thinking you're going to watch this one video and you're going to be able to time the market, no. You're going to have to kind of learn these animals, how they act. You're going to have to learn these indicators. You're going to have to take some classes. You're going to have to read some books. All right, and then still, you may not be cut out to be a day trader. You might be like an investor. Your personality, work with your personality. Okay, crypto has opportunities for different personalities and different places in your life. For instance, like if you're at a job and you are not able to watch charts all day, like me. And if I'm in the office, I'm supposed to be doing, Bible study. I'm supposed to be, working with people in the congregation. Well, I don't need to be, looking at charts. I don't need to be doing crypto gaming. I need to be able to wake up in the morning early, do my stuff, go late in the evening, do my stuff, and then my primary objective is ministry. So find what your situation is, and then adapt crypto for that. Find what you can do. Look at I was going to do a video on if you only have just a few dollars, can you do some things in crypto? And yeah, but you can also lose that little bit of money you have. And so I may do it. If you want me to do one on that, I will. But go check those books out. Definitely go check out Crypto Lifer and Jason Casper. Go check them out and tell them that LTS Crypto just suggested that they'll be like, who? And that's fine. I'm a nobody. They're the real deal. So, and then of course, if you have any questions or comments, put them down below and let me know what you think. Thank you for the subscriber. I saw you. I said I don't care about subscribers, but I get this little giggly feeling every time I get one. And I know it's a real person. And every once in a while somebody will say something to me. It's like a real person. So the little group's growing. Thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit that little bell, little notification. It'll tell you when the next video is coming out. And again, let me know what you think. And I'll see you next video. I'm LTS Crypto. See ya.